Dire team back.
All right. I mean, it's going to be more than 500 even, but I'm not going to ask for my whole trip and everything to be paid for. So this is just a fair portion of the trip that I'm trying to get funding for to make it happen. So
5 seconds remaining.
Support to make it happen. But yeah, I got the goal of $500. I'm not saying that if I don't reach the goal, I'm not going. This is just more sort of, again, it's to help me get there.
Dire team back.
Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and make this official, at least on my end here.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
All right.
5
Here we go.
seconds remaining.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to what is game number 2 now of this best-of-3 series. This is a losers bracket semifinal matchup. The winner of this is set to play Empire in the following round, which would be the losers bracket final. So we're down to 4 teams. After this, there will only be 3. Right now, it's ATNatx that is up 1-0. Got to say, they looked very good in that first game. Looking forward to seeing how they match up here again in game 2 now against a team in Rebels, who we know is definitely better than they played in the first game and could even force the third game if things work out. I'm Breaking CPK. You're tuning into the ProDota Cup Series, sponsored by Azubu TV. Don't forget that, of course. So we got our third pick coming out from Rebels right here. We'll see what that ends up being. But how about ATNatx so far? They're once again going to go with the lifesteal and the Magnus. That combo itself, you know, I was kind of looking at that team of ATNatx last game, and you know, seeing the lifestealer pick and how it kind of made sense. And specifically the Bat Rider and the Slaughter, where the targets that you figure, oh, those are going to be the great infest targets. Wasn't really figuring the Magnus, to be honest, but that really proved to be the powerful one. That set up the reverse polarity with a skewer, and then lifestealer pops out. It was just absurd. I mean, there was the beautiful wombo combo that came out at the very end there, even of game number 1, that really did it in favor of ATNatx. So looking forward to seeing how game number 2 again though plays out. Pudge coming out from Rebels. So Rebels maybe losing their marbles a little bit here. No, Pudge pick always fun to see. So excited to see how that works out for them. You know, Pudge, he can be considered pretty good against a lifestealer in the sense of the ultimate, the dismember. Locks down lifestealer despite Rage being activated. It is a physical. It pierces the spell immediately. Okay, I was like, that's damage and magic. I knew that, but yeah, it does go through the BKB in this case the Rage of lifestealer. So just to clarify on that. But anyway, so that's good. And you know they got dazzled. They got some good physical presence here. So that's where the lifestealer pick maybe not necessarily as powerful this game as perhaps was the last time around, but still is a good pick nonetheless. I mean, even if you're not going up against a heavy magic team, still think it's safe to say that it's still potentially going to be a good hero. But it does seem like Rebels is kind of playing around that idea, knowing that they're going up against the Rage of ATNatx right here. All right. Anyways, so plenty of time being used in reserve time here for the final, well, the 4th pick even from ATNatx. They already got their core. They got the Magnus mid most likely. Ogre Magi. Probably need the 5 as well as the 3 here. What do we got left? Well, there's a 5 option. They got Oracle come out with the support to work with that lifestealer. Purge always is going to be pretty good as well. So, like the Oracle option here. As far as the Dire side, they definitely still need their own 1, as well as a 2 most likely. So need their big cores to take care of here. Probably going to be looking for something more of the ranged middle option, of course. Odie being banned here, though. Invoker is still on the
Reserve time.
board. I know TMW didn't have the best Invoker game last time around, but could perhaps look to redeem himself, but maybe against the Lifestealer, you know, maybe leaning towards not necessarily going the Invoker here. Oracle also a bad option. They're going to go Ursa. Okay, so yeah, really keeping this
Radiant
physical
team
trend
back.
here, coming out in favor of Rebels. So they decide to go with Ursa. Is Io still on the board? Would Wisp potentially be a thing to go with that Ursa?
10 seconds
That would be
remaining.
interesting. I mean, it would make for some. I guess that would mean Pudge would be
5
more of
seconds
a.
remaining.
Perhaps I'd even put Pudge in the middle lane at that point, more of a core option
Reserve
rather than a
time.
roaming support. I would have put it past them picking the Wisp here final pick, but with the way things set now, again, I figure probably need more of the. Yeah, I don't know. Still more of the 1 or 2, depending on where they run the Ursa now. So I wonder what alternate attacks is going to ban here. That could maybe be telling in terms of what direction Rebels could go for. Mid Pudge is mid Pudge not a thing?
10 seconds remaining.
So Pudge is only like a 4, like a
Dire
roaming.
team ban.
They banned Storm Spirit, so yeah, they're in belief that they're still looking for a mid option here.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Now I was talking about Wisp for Rebels, not for alternate
Reserve
attacks, but
time.
maybe that would have been a stretch, yeah. They banned Beastmaster themselves.
Dire
Interesting.
team pick.
All right, well, we're going to find out here shortly in the next minute here at the very most what Rebels is lining up to do here. Razor
10
still on the board. I
seconds
think Razor
remaining.
could kind of fit the theme pretty well.
5
He can
seconds
match up here
remaining.
mid and, you know, kind of continues that physical presence. Shadow Fiend even.
Reserve time.
I don't think Shadow Fiend would be as strong, though. Was only viable with Fountain Hook. I do remember seeing the Fountain Hook way back in the, what was that, TI2? TI3? The Chen Pudge combo. That was so broken.
10 seconds remaining.
Ooh, they go Medusa
Radiant
here.
team pick.
Okay. So they like them some Medusa middle, most likely. The Mana Shield, the Stone Gaze, that Mystic Snake could also be a powerful tool in the laning phase. Juggernaut going to be the final pick on the side of alternate attacks, however. So, you know, looking at these lineups, it's kind of the feeling of alternate attacks feels like things kind of came together a little bit better for them as far as the overall outlook of it. As far as Rebels, still a little more questions on their side, I feel like. So, and especially with that Medusa final pick, how will that work for them? Oh, we're going to find out here. So here we go. Game number 2. Again, alternate attacks up 1-0 here in this best of 3 series. No pause. Nice. Just how I like it. Throw them smokes out.
Prepare for battle.
Ah, so it is going to be an offlane Magnus. Yeah, that's a good point. So they end up going the mid
I
Juggernaut
will
here.
not forget this.
Exotic deer. They saw maybe that. I wonder if that is in reaction to the Medusa here. See the early vision put down. Blocking a camp as well. With that sentry ward. Not so much on the side
30
of
seconds to battle.
the Radiant here. Go for that bottom rune spot. Who's hiding down here? That would be Roger playing the Pudge. He's sneaking around. Yeah, I see the spectators pinging him right there. Nobody else, though. He's going to come in the flank position, so this bottom rune contestation could get interesting, actually.
The battle
Ursa, he's in the flank. The spin on to Medusa, actually. Medusa's in a lot of trouble right here. She's going to end up falling, most likely. Juggernaut will get credit for the first blood, but here we go, continuing. Faye now, he's in trouble, dealing with the Ursa as well as the Punch. That's screw it. I got to find, put in some ATNatx Punch. He is going to commit suicide as they kill Lifestealer. Well played by the Punch right there, but we're not done just yet. Sidoi now on that Ursa. He's in trouble. Nice heal, though, from Dazzle, doing a lot of damage in return to that Juggernaut. And now Sidoi on the run. Is it enough? Oracle trying to finish him off, but they're not going to have enough damage, actually. In fact, Dazzle standing his ground, putting in those auto attacks. It's going to scare them off, and how about that fight? A 1-for-1. I mean, first blood in favor of ATN. But, I mean, Rebels overall, not the worst finish for them. Foul played off, but Juggernaut did get that first blood. Man, look at this Dazzle just chasing back Oracle all the way. He doesn't have poison, though, of course, just with that heal first, understandably. And instead it's just going to end up here at the bottom lane. They are going to basically make this into an aggressive tri-lane. Is Rebels down here. Got Ogre Magi killing himself to Ancients, or no, just neutrals in general meanwhile. But Exotic here, though, with that first blood, now level 2 already. Safe to say he's going to have a pretty solid start here. But yeah, it means Magnus versus Slardar will end up at the top lane in the matchup. So maybe not as expected, but that's because of, the aggressive tri-lane being ran by Rebels. Oracle going to kill himself to neutrals as well. I'm sure we're going to see some magic sticks popping out here on either side. Whenever you got a tri versus tri-lane, that itself tends to be a pretty popular item. We're going to Bacillus also, potentially could be another one. The likes of Ursa here. Oh, there's Immobilize. Ogre just putting an auto attacks, but Pudge a very liberal hook. Gonna use that. I don't think Ursa was in any kind of trouble right there, but better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, Lifestealer in the midst of this, trying to make his way with farm, but yeah, both sides have potential, I feel like, to definitely make some kills happen, but it seems like Rebels perhaps a little bit, it really all comes out of the Pudge, right? I mean, that's as it usually does. How is Pudge able to land these hooks? Now, speaking of Pudge, he's going to take some damage himself. He'll be fine, as Sidoi's not afraid to charge in there with that Earth Shock. Applies some good damage. But yeah, it really comes down to Roger here on Pudge. As like I said, it tends to, with if he can land some good hooks or not. So keep an eye on that bottom lane. Whenever you have a try versus try, it's hard to take away from it. But there are other lanes, of course. You see Exotic Deer here on that Juggernaut. He currently is 9-2, actually, against the Medusa. That's 14-8 over here. So Medusa having a much stronger start, despite that first blood kill by Juggernaut. Top lane, a little bit of a dive there, but not much else to go with it. Meanwhile, J4's in trouble. Heal comes out, doesn't have a shallow creep just yet. He gets killed by the neutral creeps, actually. Better than getting killed by the other team, of course, but I think at that point he would have been fine with running right there, so I don't think he intended to get killed there. It just simply happened. Now, Sidoi trying to take out Nake's not going to happen, but Roger's in trouble. Is it enough damage? No, it's not. Well, it kind of is. He commits suicide, though, in the end. Now, Kakor's going to fall, playing the Oracle, and all of a sudden, is that Lisa? Yeah, Lisa here, the Ogre Magi, has to simply run. Lisa, the Lisa. And he'll be fine, but good fight back there from Rebels. And Pudge for the second time here commits suicide, but does so successfully, so well played. Top lane, nope, he's good. Again, Medusa doing a very good job in the middle lane, but Juggernaut's picked it up quite a bit. They're actually pretty much neck and neck now, actually, when it comes to their farm. And a bounty rune picked up by Juggernaut right there. So it's had some nice creep waves to work with right here. See, Radiant almost expecting somebody roaming here using a scan, but not the case. So they got Ogre middle lane with that smoke, so Medusa could be getting pretty vulnerable here soon. Sentry put down. Is there an Omni Slash? He doesn't have Omni Slash just yet. I think that maybe, no, they're just going to go for the spin. There's the Ignite. Mana Shield is put up. I mean, TMW, I think it's going to be fine here, right? Yeah, he just poured it out, in fact, and nothing they can do to stop that. I was going to say, I mean, maybe wait for the Omni Slash, but just pours to the tower, and she's more than fine. So, got some good harassment out of LA. It's going to enforce some bottle charges. Bottom lane down here, big dive coming out from Rebels. Farming beyond the tower here. Not much ATN, I guess, can do about it, especially with Ogre missing. Another kill on the neutral creeps. This one from Pudge. So a lot of that going on this game. A lot of Sudoku being committed here.
Denied.
Wait, Sudoku. Is that the game or is that the actual committing suicide term? Now I'm confused. Look at this invis Pudge now with that smoke porting to the middle lane, trying to make a play himself. They get Juggernaut. That could be big. Man, he doesn't have Dismember, though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bottom lane, Ursa charging in with that Earth Shock back. You see J4 immobilized a little bit, but fine. He does have Slaughter coming in for assistance here. What's going on with Magnus up here? Looks like he picked up the Haste Rune in front of Pudge. Going to do some damage to him. Exotic Deer charging in. Just going to throw out that spin. That should be a dead Pudge, as it is this time. No committing suicide.
Accept your death.
They successfully get the kill. Nice and power to also assist right here for some farm. Bottom lane, Ogre Magi gets picked off. Looks like Dazzle credit for the kill right there as the fight takes place at the bottom at the same time. Yeah, I believe he started with a stun. The Ogre, I see that being brought up there in chat, but I think he did. But yeah, Medusa just did a good job of porting away. Who's lining up here? That would be Slaughter. Juggernaut, he's going in Omni Slash. Very aggressive play. In comes the Mana Shield, though. TMW living through this, but it's not going to be enough. Slaughter going for the Turkel and Exotic Deer. Not going to be enough either, though. And Juggernaut's on the run. Crush is ready to go, but Shoshlo could not get close enough to comfortably make a play right there.
A soldier's fortune.
A nice couple of kills coming out. That one on a Medusa from ATNatx.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, they do got some nice synergy with that Magnus. The Empower both on the Juggernaut as well as the Life Stealer. Again, we saw the last game especially. Very, very powerful.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
But Juggernaut,
attack.
no doubt, a prime target too. Yeah, for some reason, it is a 1-0 score, guys. I don't know why it's not showing up here. It is 1-0, though, in favor of ATNatx over Rebels. Here in the Luce's Bracket semi-final matchup.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
My blade is swifter.
Got up here, Roger, picking up some farm. Trying to get that level 6 so he can get that Dismember. Extra lockdown, more kill potential. That's an Oracle coming in. Oracle, the famous TP build, nothing else. Going to throw out some pings up there, but not much he's going to be able to do by himself, especially with that farm. He's going to have to play the patience game, wait for somebody else to get up there. Meanwhile, middle lane. Let's take a look at some net worth now while we're at it. 3,500 gold net worth for Juggernaut, very similar for Ursa. So that snake flying around, catches Ogre over here, amp damage onto Nisha. Ursa trying to finish off Roshan. But they know this is happening now, but doesn't look like they can stop it, though. Juggernaut, or not Juggernaut, but Naix as well as Oracle are not here. So, yeah, it will be a Roshan kill, and Aegis, it is going to be picked up by Ursa. So, that's something. I mean, even though they see it happening, they still cannot actually defend it. And that is a very early Aegis for Ursa, but again, that's one of the potentials of the hero, of course.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they got Bloodlust and Empower, that's true. It's going to be a lot of power for both the Juggernaut as well as the Life Stealer here. They got Oracle, of course, for the
attack.
defensive purpose. Yeah, it really goes back to ATN's lineup. It just feels like it's such a well thought out drafted lineup. It really does. Similar to the first game. Ogre, he's going to be found here in the jungle. He's going to split off from his team. He pretty much knows he's dead here. It's just how much time can he make them take? Get some charges maybe on that mana stick. A magic stick even. But they do eventually secure that kill.
Dire's middle tower is
Double
under
damage
attack.
rune followed up meanwhile by Magnus here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ursa farming away in the Radiant jungle. Does have some vision to see that he's pretty safe for the time being. Magnus, 1,200 gold saved up, so that Blink Dagger is all last game. He got the Blink Dagger, him and Lifestealer started making some plays, and it just kind of really took off for ATN there.
But at
so
what cost?
I think it's going to be a similar cost here. Mega Man Red, thank you so much for the $10 donation. Really do appreciate it. More Dota, more donations. Thank you so much once again for that $10 donation, Mega Man Red. I did not set my courier hotkey, no. I forgot about that. Lifestealer says hi, but no armlet just yet, so again, his net worth, not that it's bad, but not where he likes it to be necessarily. Does pop that rage. He's in trouble, actually. Yeah, Pudge is diving right here. Keeps faking the hook, but he will miss it in the end. Fade doing a good job of sidestepping constantly, not giving Pudge the easy target. And that's very well played. You talked about the rage and how it's maybe not the best against a Pudge here, but as again, I believe both the hook and the dismember can go through it. So, but able to dodge it there to simply running left and right.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was for some
Radiant
reason some of these
structures
donations
are
are
fortified.
getting are like just catching up. So, not sure what that's about, but I do appreciate it nonetheless. Down here, bottom tower. Looks like 2,400 gold saved up on
Radiant's bottom tower
Ursa
is
here.
under
Again, he
attack.
has that Aegis as well. Hasn't necessarily been able to use it in the sense of really pushing at them, but what's he doing here? I guess just taking the tower a little bit
Radiant's
longer
bottom
before
tower
eventually
has fallen.
taking it out. That Ursa, though, going to be really freaking farmed. There's the Blink Dagger, though. Onto Nisha here, playing that Magnus. Armlet, again, still not finished on Lifestealer by just about here. So we'll have that combo good to go. Hasn't shown the Blink Dagger just yet. Ideally trying to get a kill with it first. Slaughter up here. I don't think he's being seen this whole time. And now they see the Slaughter, but not going to be able to make a play. Meanwhile, over here at the Ancients, they see the stack of the Ancients, so I'm not going to be able to do anything with it right now. They do get some vision down over here at the statues. Bottom lane, Ursa going at it with Lifestealer, but Lifestealer just hopping a creep. And he'll be fine. So Magnus still not trying to show himself. Or maybe he did actually. But either way, he's coming towards the middle lane here. Again, he has reverse polarity. He needs the arcane boots to. There we go. He's going to use them right there. But now he's out of it as he pops the Empower. So he will not have reverse polarity just yet. Yeah, he's going to go back and regen before they try to make a play here. Top lane. What do we hear? Dismember going off? Okay, well, there's still those Ancients. Faye's also in trouble, actually, but there's the reverse polarity. Do they have the wombo combo? Follow up the Skewer 4, the spin on top of that from Juggernaut, but nice Shallow Grave on a punch, keeping him alive. Jazzo will go down on the hook in Juggernaut. He goes down, but everyone is so low in life. Faye goes back in. He gets bombed with a false promise right there. They get the one caught of Medusa. They're also going to get Roger killed there as well. And now it's just Ursa, but the heals are too strong. Ursa goes down. Triple kill for Faye. And the balls to the wall mode works out perfectly for ATN, but but the reverse polarity once again doing so much work. That was a 4-man reverse polarity right there. And holy shit, was that
Dire's
beautiful.
middle tower is under attack.
What am I here? Dismember going up?
Yeah, we got a
Okay,
replay.
well, there's still those ancients. Phase also in trouble actually, but there's the reverse polarity. What am I here? Dismember going up? Okay, well, there's still those ancients. Phase also in trouble actually, but there's the reverse polarity. Do they have the wombo combo follow up? The skewer for the spin on top of that from Juggernaut, but nice Shallow Grave on a punch keeping him alive. Dazzle will go down on the hook in Juggernaut. He goes down, but everyone is so low in line. Faye goes back in. Anyways, that was fun. Anyways, so yeah, big fight there coming out for ATN. As top lane, Magnus, so much for that. He actually gets taken out. So much for that hype and momentum of his. Nice kill, though, from Rebel. So, how's the Medusa looking? I haven't really looked at her too much, but yeah, it does have a Yasha, the Ring of Aquila, the face boots here. So, overall, it seems like she's having some pretty good farm. That was just, I just clipped it from Twitch and I just pulled it up. So, I actually could set up my replay thing if I really wanted to. But I kind of don't really want to. I could. If I actually am doing like a more quote-unquote professional style broadcast, then it's not hard to set up. Anyways.
I will not forget this.
Pudge, Soul Ring, Cloak, not much else. It was just kind of just a lot of early build-up here. So you have gold, no, not really. What are our charts looking like? Actually, Rebels has the net worth lead. I'm a little surprised. I thought ATN would have had the lead, but especially after that big fight of the Ancients. But not the case. Rebels doing a good job of the spread farm, specifically Ursug and the Blink Dagger now. Gonna have that Diffusal played here soon. I thought we were gonna see a Vlad's here on Ursa, honestly, coming up as they take out Medusa middle lane, and that was the Juggernaut. Omni Slash and Power, that's a great synergy right there. So, is that a reverse polarity as well? It absolutely was. Damn, missed that middle gank there, but yeah, Medusa going down. A lot used, though, as Lifestealer goes down. Got him dying right there, but Pudge and Ursa come together to take him out. So, kind of trading kills right here as either side. That Juggernaut, no Omni Slash though. Let's have that Yasha, another 2,300 gold about saved up. Juggernaut's caught, but he should be fine. Yeah, has that support. Gonna receive some bloodlust here. And they definitely want to defend this top tower and fast Magnus. Again, no reverse polarity, but he does have a skewer here. Find the chance.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're going to give up this tower in the end. A little surprised with that our ATN. I guess not having the ultimates is the big key, but yeah, they don't really have the Storm's initiation without the reverse polarity beat down.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So really heavily relying on that. So maybe that's going to be a bane here of ATN's lineup. Granted, if they get off reverse polarities like they did last time, then it should work out just fine. But yeah, we're going to see a Diffusal blade now on Ursa, though. His farm is really taking off. 8,200 gold. 8,200 net worth, that is, onto him. He also got Medusa, again, doing her thing to Dragonlance purchased. They go with that Yasha, so she no doubt will be quite the figure in the later game stage as Stone Gaze. It's going to be a tool that will be frustrating to deal with for ATN, I'm sure, as well. It does go through rage and whatnot.
Roshan has fallen to the
Yeah, that's a good point being brought up. Diffusal Blade definitely has a lot of value in this game. A lot of things to be able to purge here. It is interesting, though. You almost want to say Diffusal on ATO would be great, especially going up against a Medusa, right? So I wonder if there's. Well, I guess Juggernaut's definitely a prime target. Nice hook by Pudge right there. It's almost like he was setting up for that the whole time, expecting the jump. And again, that was a reverse polarity use. So whenever that's on cooldown, Rebels definitely has the upper hand, and they're trying to take advantage of that. Medusa, she's going in with the invis. They're going to find Ogre Magi. No, not going to open. Okay, Slaughter will, though, but the communication not on point there. You can tell they were definitely on a different page. So nobody dies in the end, but now reverse polarity is down for another 80 seconds here. They're going to have to deal with that. But yeah, I was getting out of the defusal here for the Radiant side, but yeah, it is pretty standard on Juggernaut anyways. I was going to say maybe even Lifestealer, but no, not necessarily when Juggernaut's probably going to be getting it already. Trying to protect this middle tower. Not going to happen, though. Roger, in fact, just runs right in, has a dismember, but he gets got on by the combo, but obviously only for just a couple of seconds. Zorko will get picked up. Top lane, skewer backwards. They're trying to take out this Medusa. He doesn't have any more mana left. He pops the Stone Gaze, trying to live. Not the case, though, so nice counter kill, meanwhile, coming out from the side of ATN. They are trying to get some response here as Rebels. Charging in, they put the scan out, but not going to get there in time. The hook is going to miss. And I think ATN definitely getting the better of that situation there.
Dire's top tower has been denied.
Got a 4,000 gold net worth lead. Middle lane, Dazzle. Yeah, he's dead. Dazzling no more. Rip Dazzle. Yule Scepter picked up by Magnus. Good item choice here. You see the Echo Saber, a Lifestealer. That to go with the Empower. As I say this, though, he's going to be gone on. The False Promise comes out, though, and he's putting out some good damage on a Roger in the background. Down goes Pudge. Ursa, they're kiting him pretty well. Shashlo, he's dead. Double kill coming out for Kakor, actually, on the Oracle. Not the usual target you'd expect, but of course, Lifestealer especially doing most of the damage. And good job using that False Promise when he did right off the bat. Made it a very difficult task for Rebels right there. And again, with the Empower especially, Lifestealer hitting very, very hard. So has that Mithril Hammer on his way to the Desolator, most likely.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Some initiation right here. There's a reverse blood. He catches both carries, actually. Shallow Grave calms to Medusa right there. That's Ursa, excuse me. He's going to live a little bit longer. Will it be enough, though? Medusa goes down. The heals on Ursa are real, but not real enough. He will fall. The Aegis is going to be popped, though. Dazzle, no Shallow Grave to be used this time around, but a nice Blink Dagger out. And Sidoi will be fine, but the tower goes down. They got the Aegis, and they kill Medusa on top of that. ATN very happy with the outcome of that fight, no doubt. So, yeah, that time, again, the reverse polarity, very clutch there from Nisha. What does a Magnus Axe even do? You know, I'm honestly not even sure. It upgrades the Empower of some sort. I'll wait for chat to tell me there. Does it apply to like every hero or something? Because that'd be pretty ridiculous. I feel like that might be what it does, without even knowing. It makes it an aura? Jesus. So yeah, it just basically applies to every hero. Dang. I could see that being pretty relevant, you know, having both the Lifestealer and the Juggernaut. And then even himself, you know, it could potentially hit pretty hard, so it seems like it could be okay here. What about something like a Vlad's, though, on this Radiant side? I feel like that could potentially be really good, too. There's just an aura item. Use eventually the AC. As, oh, the skewer forward. Trying to catch somebody, but unsuccessful. Sardar. They might go for a turn here. No, maybe not. Pudge is going to be caught. That's pretty much going to be a death accepted or not. Glimmer Cape popped. And it still is, so. There's a Diffusal Blade on Juggernaut, meanwhile.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, if you only need it on
Dire's
both
bottom tower
Lifestealer
has
and Juggernaut.
fallen.
Yeah, with the cooldown's low enough, they
Radiant's
can apply
top
that. That's a
tower
good point.
is under attack.
Only 8 seconds.
Dire's
Good up,
bottom
Magnus.
tower
Soon he
is under
finds
attack.
Medusa over here. Has Juggernaut coming. Skewers it forward. The Omni Slash into it. Oh, beautiful coordination. That with the new Diffusal Blade. Oh my god. Okay, he didn't even have Diffusal Blade yet. And it still melted the Medusa right there. Wow. Imagine when he actually gets that deliver, which he does right there. Yeah, that's going to do wonders against that Medusa. So Medusa, she has history kind of being one of the very, very scary later game hero, but in this game, 25.5 minutes in, really isn't getting the best farm. You see all the way down to 9,200 gold net worth, 5th in the game overall. Behind even the Magnus, so not the scariest threat at this point. Middle lane, they catch Shashlo, but nice crush as he lands there from the Yule Scepter, and he'll survive. Haven't really seen Medusa use a useful Stone Gaze either yet. See Pudge missing a hook there. But that's something else that ATN may have to deal with if they can't burst her down quickly like they did before. But again, if Juggernaut gets off that good Omni Slash
Radiant's bottom tower is under
or a
attack.
good reverse polarity initiation, then that's going to be difficult to use. Here we go yet again. They catch Slaughter. Reverse polarity only got the one though, but the Glimmer Cape's going to save him actually. Gets pulled back in by the hook right there. And there's that Stone Gaze going off as talked about. Ursa trying to chase back, hit Exotic Deer over here. The Juggernaut is spinning away. Stone Gaze going to wear off. Not going to look to fight into this, though. Ursa blanking in. There's the save from Kakor, used in the false promise. But the crush comes out to follow. Juggernaut's in a lot of trouble. Nice hook on Oracle. Going to pull him back. And Oracle will fall. But the full heal on a Juggernaut, so he will survive. Ogre Magi is picked off throughout it, and that will be the end. It looks like they do get 3 kills. So both the cores at least get out for ATN, but well played by Rebels there.
Under attack.
And it's almost like right on cue. So talking about the Stone Gaze, hasn't been able to use a good one just yet. Well, he definitely managed this, a pretty good one that fight. Caused a bit of chaos as it does. See a Blink Dagger purchased by Juggernaut, so that's going to be coming. A Maelstrom finished on Lifestealer. Very interesting. On the Maelstrom route here is Faye. Wonder what the logic is behind that. Just the constant AoE clumped up damage. That may be for the RPs here of Magnus, just to take advantage of the AoE. That with the Empower, like kill the illusions quickly on Medusa. Just simply damage is also nice, but got that, and also the Hyperstone out purchase, so maybe the AC is going to be coming here. Uh-oh, Ursa.
And sweet.
Yeah, they're going to cut their RP, pulls them back into it. The follow-up a little bit late, though, but Ursa, look at that Force Staff. What a Force Staff right there. Goes to the ledge, but the Omni Slash right on top of it, though. Ends up taking that bolt out with the Empower. The Stone Gaze in the background, but they're chasing back Roger anyways, who will actually survive, but now they turn their attention to Medusa right here, who's caught out with nothing to save her other than a shallow grave, only for a little bit longer. Down goes Dazzle, and Exotic Deer will finish off Medusa with a triple kill. Into the Roshan pit they go. And this is going to be an Aegis for whoever they give it to. Maybe Lifestealer, maybe Juggernaut. Could see either way, but beautiful fight yet again for ATN. They are 4-0. The initiation seemed a little weak right there, honestly. It seemed like it was going to be a very late follow-up, but it just that didn't matter. The Omni Slash was the biggest thing. The fact he was able to get the Omni Slash off here was a beautiful save initially.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Ultimately
attack.
won that fight for ATN. He got both Slaughter and Ursa kill as they weren't able to do anything. And then they get the Aegis on top of that. So Aegis for Lifestealer. Was there cheese as well? Yeah, there was, yeah. Exotic Deer playing that Juggernaut. He picks up the cheese. So ATN trying to take care of business here. They're up 1-0 in this best-of-3 series, despite what this says up here. So you win here, they're going to do it. And right now having the advantage, no doubt. About a 5,000 lead. Up here, what's going on? TMW. Medusa's caught yet again. Again, that Fusel, the Empower, just so much damage. They skewer forward onto Slaughter. A double kill for Juggernaut. It just feels like Rebels just doesn't have anything going for them anymore. Their initiation is much weaker. That reverse polarity, Magnus is doing wonders between the RP and the skewer. And then just the right-click damage is absurd from ATN, it feels like.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
And that's going to be a middle tower kill, most likely. Go.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I'm going to life stealer, but just simply trying to delay this push right here. It's obviously not going to be enough to hold it, though. And ATN confident that they can push the way through and probably fall back. They still got some outer towers to take care of, so yeah, they're picking the top lane. They still have the bottom one as well. Oh yeah, commend the Magnus for sure. He's definitely been very key this game. I mean, he's had some big RPs. There's been some awkward ones, but you know, you can't expect every single one to be perfect. And I see people criticizing maybe just the one man. The only one that was maybe a little bit bad was where you used it on Slaughter up at this top fight that, you know, they ended up losing that fight quite badly. So other than that, though, even in the Roshan pit only catching Ursa, I mean, that's Ursa, right? Like that's the prime target pretty much in any fight. They wanted to lock him down right off the bat, so I think that's just fine there. Slaughter gets hooked back. So Rebels gonna go for a stand right here, but again, clearly it's just, oh wow, well Magnus gets stunned. They try to hook to follow. It's a good attempt at least, but obviously coming up short right there. But yeah, Rebels is gonna try to stand, but the likelihood of this being successful is very, very low, it feels like. Aegis still has a couple minutes on it, as we see there in Faye. He's just going to start beating on the tower. The weave comes out. TMW just laying in those auto attacks right there. Lifestealer does manage to survive, though. There's a skewer on him. Medusa. Medusa goes down yet again. Reverse polarity was used. Juggernaut in the background, cuts him with the Omni Slash. Takes out Slaughter. He's staying in. Medusa fights back immediately, but they lose Dazzle. Zenoa in the midst of it on Ursa. He's just simply running, though. Not what you want to be seeing from your Ursa. Not really in the front lines. There is the resurrection onto Lifestealer from the Aegis. TMW goes down again. The dieback is real. Ursa goes down. A good game, well played. It will be official. ATN will take out Rebels here. 2-0 in this best of 3. So they're going to move on to play Empire in the losers bracket finals, which again I believe will be tomorrow. That will be taking place tomorrow. So congratulations again to ATNatx. Very well played, really both games. They looked